I think we are live right now. Awesome. So, Ori Saar, what's up, man?
Good.
To
How
see
are
you,
you
bro.
doing?
I'm doing really good, man. So, I'm excited. I want to talk with you for a long time. Like, I know you for a lot of time, man. You've been like a big friend of my brother, man. And, just having you in this podcast is something that I wanted to have for a long time. So that's awesome, bro. So we're going to start with the fact that you're like 20 years old, right? Like, you've accomplished a massive deal in that short time, and obviously that's the reason that I brought you into the podcast. I think that for someone your age, you have achieved a lot, man, and that's first of all, good job for that, man. I think like it's you give a lot of good impression to people that surrounds you, man, and I think also you give a lot of good examples of what someone should do in his age, and I'll start with the fact of what's up with you right now? Like, what are you up to? Like, entrepreneur-wise, I know you've been up to a lot of things that are regarding to a lot of different businesses and stuff. So, I mean, maybe you can direct me where you are right now, what you want to do in the future, like what's your plans?
All right. First of all, I'm really excited here. It's kind of closing a circle.
I know, man. I mean, podcast is it's the new area, man. I feel like a lot of people are getting slowly used to the fact that podcast is something that really takes a wave, and honestly I feel like it's because the social media really kills the normal interaction between people, and people forget how it is to just have a genuine conversation with someone else, and therefore podcasts are really growing, and you're gonna see it. You go to YouTube and just write podcast, and there's thousands upon thousands of podcasts, just because people forget what is an actual conversation. So my idea here is to basically just to make the most of it, just grab people that I feel very inspiring for me and for people that surround me, and just continue that good vibe, that's the idea. So bringing you here is definitely one of those people that want to introduce to other people, give them the opportunity to open up, and also maybe give them some really good pearls of wisdom from people like you that just have some things that they have done in their life, and they're not too grown up already. They're not 30 or 40. Although I will bring people that have been through so much already, because that's a large portion of time. I want to bring the 20th, the people that just started their 20. Just started, man. They're still in the process. They're still grinding. They're still going through stuff, which is great. Everybody does, but. At the same note, man. Yeah, it's pretty hot in here, dude. It's pretty hot in here, man.
Really hot.
I'll tell you why. Last time that I put the AC, man, I put it on too low and it was freezing in here. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start with that. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna put it down a bit. But that's the idea, man. So I would love to hear from your side, past stories, stuff like that. Just drop the subjects, and that's what I'm trying to.
So speaking about podcasts,
I
think it's amazing because. I think it hits the point of the new, one of the trends that we are having in the 21st century, that knowledge becomes accessible to everyone.
That's true.
And connection also becomes accessible to everyone. So you can reach everyone online.
Everything is a click away. That's so true.
Away.
I agree with that.
And this is something that prior to this, a few decades ago, this was an ability that only heads of states had. And not even there.
The constant communication between people. It was lacking.
If you look at the 50s, even in the 50s, the president of the United States or Russia or China or any of them couldn't reach out that quickly to everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
And we take it kind of
something that is obvious.
Something
that right now it's very obvious that it makes sense. I understand what you mean. Excuse us, by the way, guys. We may translate some stuff. If he doesn't remember a word, just gonna translate it.
Translate.
He also brought Google's Translate just in case. But honestly, guys, the reason that I brought him in the first place was because I think he has a lot of good information that he can provide for you guys. So awesome. So back to it.
So what happened after that I don't know, that barrier got
that
broken,
barrier of
communication. Right now you can reach everyone. Many of the very high level people became floated with people, floated with communication, floated with people that are reaching out, and they want their help and their attention, and it's amazing. But every one of us is only 24 hours.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, that's true, dude. I really agree with that, and I feel like people are forgetting that we all have exactly the same amount of time every day, and it's up to us to make the fullest of it. And I know, for example, you have your own schedule, and you have it really well set. I think I really got inspired by the way that you showed me, like your like how you patronize everything. Patronize? Can I say? No, patronize is like no, it's not patronize. It's making a pattern. So you're making a pattern of everything in your in your schedule, and everything just makes sense. You know, like everything has its own schedule. Like I wasn't worried about you not coming in time for the podcast. You know, I was like, yeah, dude, it's okay. I don't even to remind him for sure. He got it somewhere. Here in time. He's gonna be here in time. But like, yeah, that's regarding that, man. So I mean, like, you've been for a lot of adventures. One of them was really big when you went to England, right? It was in England.
Yeah, I went to Tony Robbins.
You went to Tony Robbins. So I would love if you can like tell that story. It was I mean, I got really inspired from it, so I would love to hear it again. But like, I mean, I think like the audience also can see like the fire, you know, like because that I knew when you told me that you just really were passionate about meeting Tony Robbins. And maybe tell about Tony Robbins a bit. I mean, I talk about him a lot, but I think I don't talk about him enough. With the amount of knowledge you have about him and his process.
So I think Tony Robbins is a really, really fun story to tell. I really love it, and I think this is one of the stories that really, I would say, sculptured who I am as a person. Mm-hmm. Not specifically Tony Robbins, but the way
that you reached.
I needed to go through to get there. What happened with that story? Like it was really full of failures and. I haven't met Tony Robbins eventually, but I get to it in a minute. I think it's better to start with
from the very start. Yeah,
from the very start, because this is kind of in the middle. After I've been through this world for 2 years in the world of personal development and entrepreneurship, and what I started to say about podcasts, that I think this is an amazing way for people that are very high level people, and right now they are full of too much attention that they cannot supply their attention, like
their attention span. They don't have enough time to just I agree with you.
So it gives you an opportunity to share with the world what's going on in your mind, and this is a good entry to how did I started, because there's a sentence, and this is not 100% true, but there's a lot of truth in it. That you're the average of the 5 people. That
I definitely agree with that. I always say that to everybody that is having a hard time. I always tell them, listen, first of all, the first thing you need to look is who is your 5 closest people, because they're going to tell you a lot about yourself. I can ask you closest 5 people and know who you are. So I always say that. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I think it's amazing. It's not necessarily true because there's you in the equation. No, of course. And there's a different level of connections, but there's a lot of truth in it. And back in the days when I was like 15, 16, I've been through a very, very tough breakup. Mm-hmm. I think I know,
but I would love for them to like hear that from. Like I know that because I talked about my breakup in my first podcast here, like with the first one we did with Leon, and I talked about it extensively, and we talked about something called a snap, and I talked with you about it as well, man. Snap is essentially a time in your life that you're going through something so hard that your body just says, okay, enough. I'm done with this. I want a new persona. I want a new me. I do not accept this, and this, and I'm about to change that, and it just did. So like, it definitely is.
I wouldn't really call it a snap, cause
that's how I define it.
Because I haven't chose it. It's not that I reached to a point and I say, all right, enough is enough. Mm-hmm. What happened is that my ex-girlfriend did not left me any other option.
Yeah.
What happened? That she was an amazing girl. I really loved her. She was my first. Really deep relationship.
Yeah.
We've been dating for around a year, and after 7 months of dating, we almost broke up. And I really loved her, but this relationship wasn't good at that point. I should have ended over there, but after what happened, after the 7 months that we almost broke up, we decided to move forward, and then I flew to a delegation in the United States. It's kind of a youth transfer between Israel and New Jersey, and as I said, we had a problem in the relationship. But in the delegation, like the hottest girl in the delegation was always hitting on me, and I was like, no, you have a girlfriend, keep it up. So I took a bit of a distance from her, and that happened while I'm in my head about the relationship, whether it's good or not. I should have ended it or not. And 2 days before I got back to Israel, she sent me a copy, like a screenshot.
Yeah,
Screenshot of her texting with her ex-boyfriend that broke out of his girlfriend.
Okay.
And he started to hit on her.
Okay.
Online, and I was like, "Why are you talking to him? Why are you even responding? Do you want me to talk with him?" And she's like, "No, don't talk with him. I'll just stop answer." And I was like furious because like I left everything.
Yeah, you felt mad.
Yeah. And I said, okay, I won't talk to him. And it's good. It's important to say that I knew him before. He was not a close friend, but it was like we were familiar with each other. We went to play bowling or something once in a while. And the day after that, she sent me the screenshot again.
Same one?
No, and a new one.
Damn, okay.
New one.
What are you trying to say? Is there something that I missed there?
No, she's like, he's talking to me again. I don't know what to do. And if you look
that was the mindset of like, I don't know what to do about it, so she shared it with you. That's the concept.
I think she couldn't hold it, so she spoke with him, and she didn't show him that she knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And because she was very close to me, like we were seeing each other literally every day. It got to a point that I felt like I'm starting the day with her and I'm ending the day with her. It was really.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And then you like at that time, I can say from my own experience, like you feel like like you lost touch with everything else around you. You know, like your friends, your family, and so many other things. Just you lost so many things at the same time. Yeah. So like you really lose touch.
Yeah, like
with your social life, with with your like financials. Everything is just lost inside this relationship.
Definitely, like,
and then you snap out of it. That's what I mean by snap.
No, yeah. We're only at the beginning of the story.
Oh wow. Okay.
So what happened after that? She felt stressed. All right, that's why she sent me the screenshot. And I was furious. Like I was on the other side of the world. Like the hottest girl in the delegation was hitting on me all the time, and I was like, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm keeping myself honest and true. I'm
staying loyal.
Yeah, I'm staying loyal to the relationship, and that happened. So I talked to him. I sent him a message. It was kind of a very tense conversation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of feelings there, and he said he won't talk to her. And then I got back to Israel, and we had a time. We got back to everything, and she came to the airport to pick me up, and it was really, really fun. I felt like I'm getting into it again because I really love her. You know, after not seeing her for 2 weeks.
You missed her.
Yeah, I missed her. Yeah. After a week, we went out with friends, and we were kissing, and she was behaving weird, very weird.
You sense something's wrong.
Yeah, she's like, no, let's don't kiss over here. There are people around here. Like, okay, why does it matter? It didn't matter last year, so why does it matter now? And we were spending the whole evening together with the friends. And when the evening was done, she was living like 15 minutes away from my house, so I wanted to walk with her to her home. And she's like, no, you don't need to come with me. I'll be okay. I'll walk alone, and it's good. And I was like, all right, let me come with you. And she's like, no, you don't need to come. And I said, okay, you were behaving like in my head. I was thinking, she was very annoying today, and I think I'm going to end this relationship. And if she doesn't want me to come, her problem. Okay, I'll go home. And I went home, and I went to my mother, and I told her, I think I'm going to break up with her. And then she disappeared. Okay?
Like right after that thought, or did you like reach out to her?
After I left, she was supposed to go home, and she disappeared until the next day at 7 p.m.
Oh wow!
Evening.
Damn.
No one could, like, she didn't answer to anyone. I think she did answer her best friend, but she didn't tell me.
Oh, okay.
She's like, no, I don't know where she is. And 7 p.m. I was sitting with my mom in a restaurant, thinking like, what the fuck? Yeah. Where is she? What's going on?
Family friendly, but it's
okay.
Sorry. It's all good. It happens, man.
Yeah.
It slips.
It's emotional.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I understand, and I think the audience can understand that too, man.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And then she texted me and she's like, you don't know what happened. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm home. I'm okay. And my mom told me, just go. Like, don't even call her. Don't ask if you can. Just go and knock at their door. So I went to her door. I knocked at the door. She was very surprised to see me, like, without talking to her that I'm telling her that I'm coming. She got me in and really emotional. The whole thing. I was like, I really wanted to know what happened. Like, this is not a normal thing. And she's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. Then let's move to another subject. And then she started crying, and I was like, what is going on with her?
Yeah, like you're not telling me something, and I'm freaking out over the fact that you haven't told me that yet.
Yeah, like.
But you had like the idea, right, at that time. Like you had the notion. No, you didn't have any notion.
I really trusted her.
Okay.
I really like. There was something like somewhere around here, but I really trusted her because I think the base for a good relationship is trust. And if you don't trust your partner in the relationship,
I agree.
Why does it work?
Trust is everything.
Yeah. So even if she's not trustable, if I don't trust her in the relationship, I need to end it up.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you.
And so I trusted her, and I really wanted to know what happened to her because she's important to me. She was important to me.
Yeah.
After a while, like I think 20 minutes, we're sitting in bed, and then she was crying, and like I don't want to be one of those girls, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
And then she said that she doesn't know what happened in the night, and she went to the police, and I don't want to go deeper into what the scenario she said, but bottom line, she was lying. Nothing happened. After a week, I found out that she was drinking with that guy.
With her ex.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was drinking with that guy.
They hooked up?
I don't know. I don't think they hooked up at that night, but she was going to sleep at his house.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's what happened essentially.
So, yeah, a week after we broke out, they started dating. So,
wow. Yeah, that's...
it was bad, okay? It was bad. And this is like, it happened, boom!
Yeah.
One time, she's just...
Yeah, she cut it out.
Like, and the thing is, she didn't want to break up. So,
she tried to find a way for you to
be okay with it.
Yeah, either be okay with it or just let go, but in a way that like you won't like have hard feelings or like and not hard feelings. She didn't want
to tell me. So
no, like in the sense of like like if she just breaks up with you, you'll be very sad. So she
didn't want to break up. What happened is that I went to my mother. I asked her if I can tell the story that she told me to my mom. And she's like, yeah, you can tell your mom the story. But only to your mom.
Yeah, and your mom said like, yeah, that's
and my
mom
not said, true. I don't believe her. And I was like, how can you not believe her? Why would she lie about that kind of thing? And she's like, I don't believe her. And she just went to her friend that was working at the police, and she asked her, this girl, was it at the police at that night? And she's like, no, we don't know. We never saw her over here. And I was like... And then I talked to her about it. I texted her about that. I know that she wasn't at the police at that night. She's like, no, I was there. I was at the police, and he gave me the cop gave me tea, and like, no, we talked to them. I know you
weren't there.
And then she kind of disappeared off the conversation, and I knew that she was lying.
And how did you adjust all of that? That's probably like a very like.
I was freaking out.
Yeah, you're freaking out. Probably like going into stress mode.
Yeah.
I can relate. I see what you mean.
So this was one of the hardest time in my life, but I'm really, really thankful for that happening.
Oh, that's the point that I think you should start as like like the moving towards what you want to talk about, that movement. Because that's what I'm talking about when I mean a snap. We define it in different ways, but the idea is that you reach a certain point in your life, whether if it's your choice or something happened that caused it, that makes you to just must have another life. You need to.
Yeah. So
you just realize what not comfortable for you at that scenario.
I got to the conclusion that I'm really thankful for that. Looking backward.
Yeah, forward. Of course. I wasn't happy and blissed right after like my girlfriend broke up with me, but there was like that moment that something started shifting. If there's like this path for you because you're doing the same thing over and over again, that's the path you're gonna get. But as soon as you have this snap, you go there, or you go there.
Yeah.
And it's very, very like drastic,
Yeah.
So like maybe going back, like you were happy, and then back then you weren't, but you did the snap. I was confused. Yeah, I understand. Makes
fully
sense.
Confused. I didn't know how to digest that situation. Like from having her with you every day for a year, bam, she's gone.
Yeah.
And gone, not even like in a good way. Like it's not like she went out to the United States or something. She just gone. And in very bad way, she treated on you like she was your best friend.
Yeah.
And it took me a month. In that month, I was like doing. I was repeating those mantras that I'm okay, I'm after her, I'm good, I'm fine, and I was like kind of trying to educate my mind. Oh, my subconscious mind.
Yeah, your subconscious mind. Well, your conscious mind as well, but definitely.
Like incantation, I was doing a lot of incantations that I'm good. You're after.
Could you explain to the audience what incantations are? Because I'm familiar from Tony Robbins, and
actually
there's affirmations, and then incantations is like an upgraded affirmations.
Yeah.
So like, if you can explain what is incantations, I think will be easier.
So I didn't call it incantation back then. I was just realizing that that my mind is a machine, and if I'll repeat a certain message over and over and over again, at a certain point I'm going to believe in it. So incantation is my definition for it.
Yeah, of course, you can have your own definition. Yeah. I'm hearing from you right now, so definitely. Definitely how you define it.
Yeah, it's important to say that this is only mine. There are different definitions for a lot of things. There's two parts of your mind. There's the mind and the subconscious mind. And the mind is only 5%, the ones that you're aware of, and when you're thinking is in 5% of your mind. But there's 95% that is your subconscious mind, and this is your like auto mode. Like this determines how will you react to people, to situations. What will be your automated response to it. There's the question: can you educate your subconscious mind? Who determined your subconscious mind?
Yeah, that's true.
And there's a lot of opinions about it, and this is not an exact science. But I believe that you can educate your subconscious mind through your 5% conscious mind. And one way to do it is to do these incantations when you repeat the message that you want your subconscious mind to understand over and over and over again in different situations. Mm-hmm. So it will get in, and then when you're in the situation, the automated response will be based on that principle that you brought from the conscious mind.
I will add to incantations because I agree with what you said. The thing that separates affirmations, which is the way that you defined it, compared to what I say, of course. My idea. Like I'm not saying I could have made it up. I'm just saying. So compared to affirmations, which is just you saying the same thing over and over again, incantations. And you'd agree with me because Tony Robbins said that too. It's doing it with an emotion. Yeah. Connect an emotion. No, I know you'd agree with me. That's why I said that. I had a lot of confidence in saying that. So incantations compared to affirmations is just not saying I'm good. It's also really believing it. Is feeling the emotion of being good. Is feeling great at this time. Imagining it, like absolutely like entering this like high state of just understanding that you're happier now, and maybe remember something that makes you happy. Something that I do when I do incantations, because I do it a lot, is I walk outside, because when you move, when you're moving, you're living. So like every time that you move and you think about something at the same time and you acknowledge it and you like go into that state of mind, it will make you feel better, guys. So this is incantations. Also, it's something that I recommend you doing whatever age you are in your life, and I mean, like, it's gonna help you a lot. So just incantations, in my eyes, in many others, would be just being in a move. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go outside. You can even walk in like a certain square. It doesn't really matter. Just move, talk with yourself, enter that higher state of mind of just being in that place, imagining it very vividly, and it's gonna really help you cope with things that you had a hard time with. Speak with yourself, like be in the moment, like actually be there, actually talk, actually just be present at that moment, and you're gonna feel much better.
Yeah. So back to the story.
Yeah.
When did I thought this situation is good? After a month, because after
that month, because you said a month before, so a month. Yeah. Okay.
So
2 months.
Around 2 months. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So around.
Just making a time frame.
Yeah, making a time frame. So it took me a month to go from like I would say here, when I was in the relationship and I was really happy, I was very like above, and then I got to really, really low. In a snap, I got to one of the lowest point of my life. And then after a month that I was doing incantations, I was like trying to get my mind out of it. it kind of worked. Not 100%. It took me a while after that to really get better, but it kind of worked. And then I thought, like, I was like, I had a vacuum in my life. From point A, when she was in my life, she was like taking, I would say, third of my time, around third of my time. So I had like sleep, I go to school, and my girlfriend, and all those small little things.
Yeah, like friends.
Yeah. But she was most of my like social time. It was with her. And that disappeared. So there's a vacuum, and now I need to do something with that vacuum. I need to fill it out. And the nature of a vacuum that it fills out, if you won't fill it by yourself, it's gonna fill out by itself. So I start to think, I got from here to here in a month. Why would it be different to go from here to here in a month?
Yeah. Like also in a year. Also in a year. You put yourself like some goals.
Yeah, but if the process of
I understand what you mean.
Of going from one of the lowest point in my life back to where I was before that, around a month. Why would it be different to go from the average when I was beginning of it, before everything happened, to a really higher level? Why would it be different?
No, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
totally.
And then I realized that I saw a video. It was really I started to follow interesting people on Instagram and Facebook, and just like inspirational quotes, like those things that you read. When
you need to find either a role model or a contrasting role model, and you looked for it at that time.
Yeah, so I was looking for good content, for things that will get me more positive during that time, and I was following Robin Sharma, and I was seeing his videos, and
he has some good books.
Yeah, actually, I don't really like his books. I really like his online content. Mm-hmm. I think his books doesn't go deep enough.
I don't think. Well, I'll tell you what. I feel like some people needs to go through some levels before they reach like that level of deepness. Absolutely. So I would say I personally didn't really like the books. I agree with you. They don't delve very deep. But some people need to get to some sort of like, like they don't just swim in the water and like go all the way down. It takes time. So.
I agree, and it's important to say that I was reading his books after I did pass those.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like you passed that that barrier.
Yeah,
I see what you mean. So that's why I say I would recommend it for people that are still looking for.
They're good.
Yeah, I think there was one with the what was it with the car? What was the name of the book? The monk. No,
the monk who sold his Ferrari.
Yeah, there you go. The monk that sold his Ferrari. That was a good book. I liked it. It was very, very simplified. It was good. It was a good story. It was a good story. I like to understand through stories. I think it was a really cool idea.
Yeah. Honestly, I stopped in the middle because I was bored.
I like the stories
because I saw all of the messages that he was trying to tell through the story in videos beforehand.
Oh, I see.
So I was seeing where the story goes.
I understand. So like some people, it's like watching the movie and then watching the film.
Exactly.
Like the book. Like
exactly.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Or like reading the book and then watching the movie. Yeah, there you go. That's what I want to say. My bad.
Yeah, that was what I was feeling. So I stopped like in the middle. But yeah, I was starting to following these guys, and then I got to a video, very old video of a guy that was doing network marketing, and he was speaking in this huge event with like hundreds of people. I think it was the 80s or 90s. Right, it's a very old video, 10 minutes that he was telling a story about a guy that started as the beginning in the company. At the beginning of the company, he started to sell their product. And this guy, the lecturer, was doing a presentation, and at the end of the presentation, this young guy came to him and he told him, "Hey, Mister, I don't remember your name."
Imagine that's the conversation. Yeah, imagine. Hey, what's up, Mister? I don't know your name, but what's up, man?
Yeah, no, I don't remember his name. Yeah. He knew his name.
He knew.
Can I sit with you for 15 minutes in your lunch and ask you a few questions? And he's like, yeah, come on. And he was singing him for lunch, and he asked him, do you have any tip or a quote to help me to give me to get me on my way? And I don't remember what I remember. He told him that every day try to think how would the person that you would like to be, would do the things you're about to do.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you want to be the CEO of the company, how would the CEO of the company go to work? How would he would be dressed? How would he talk to people? How would he approach the same tasks that you're supposed to do? And there is a very fine line between thinking how the CEO approach it as a CEO. So I'm not telling you think like you're the cleaner and talk to people like you're the CEO. You're the cleaner. But think how would the CEO, if he was a cleaner right now?
Yeah, what would he do differently?
What would he do? How would he approach that situation if he was the cleaner? If that was his role. How would he talk to the people? How would he be dressed? So that guy went through his store and he built a huge network. Eventually, he sold it for $39 million. That's a true story.
Crazy numbers. Digesting.
Yeah. Not the lecturer, the young guy, the cleaner. So but he wasn't a cleaner, just was a young guy that was doing network marketing.
Yeah.
So there was a contest with the company about the best
Google Translate time. It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, distributor.
Distributor, yeah. The best distributor of the
okay.
company.
Sorry, guys.
The best distributor of the company, and there was a really tied competition.
Between who? Between
everyone in the company, all the distributors. We were like from point 4 to 3, 2 points. From point 3 to 2, 1 point. Point 2 to 1, 300 points.
Okay, now you got me. Okay, well, what?
And the prize of that competition was a red Ferrari.
Okay.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
And they were calling the name of the third one, the second one, and guess what? Who's the first one?
The person, that young guy.
The young guy. So.
What was his name again, or you don't?
I don't remember. Yeah, it was like a 10-minute video I was watching a few years ago. Okay. I remember it very vividly because it's really.
It doesn't really matter for this for that event.
So the lecturer. He went to the guy and he asked him, "How did you come here?" He said, "I bought one-way ticket." He asked him, "How would you take your car home? Like you have a ticket back?" He's like, "No, I came one way." Like what?
He burned the ship.
Yeah, he said, "I'm going to win." Period. He had no way to know, but he came one way. And then he's like, wow. And then he said that he came one way first class because that's how the CEO approached it.
That's nice. Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah. So that's a cool story. I can send you a link for it.
That's pretty awesome. I would love to check it out, man.
Yeah. So that video sparked something, and then I was starting to think in my circle, like my mind, who's in the position that I want to be, that I can ask him what would he do. My point. And there was a billionaire that my father used to work with in his company that I didn't know him at all. And my father were also disconnected with him. They weren't in touch at all. But I followed him on Facebook. And then I was like, wow, if I was a billionaire and a 15 years old or 16 years old teenager from Israel would send me a small message and ask me for a tip, I would answer.
Yeah, I would answer. Like,
if I would see it, I would answer.
Yeah, especially if he's actually polite and he's actually asking an actual question. He doesn't have any. Hey, can I get some money, please?
If you ask.
Yeah.
So I sent him a message. I said, all right, it will take me 4 minutes. Worst case scenario, he won't answer. If he will answer, I might get a gold here. It can be gold.
Yeah, it can be actual gold.
Actual gold. Because there are very few people that has that perspective in their life. Especially in my surroundings, like no one in my surroundings had that perspective.
Yeah.
Even if they thought they had. Many people in the society today think they know best.
Yeah, I agree with you. I see what you mean.
And they genuinely love you and they give you advice that come from genuine place. They really want the best for you, but they don't have the perspective that can see what you're trying to really advise.
Because they need to be unbiased. They need to be without any actual intentions towards you, man. Because as soon as someone has intentions towards you, good intentions in that regard, even bad intentions, obviously, that makes sense. The bad intention makes sense, but good intentions too, man. Like sometimes you need to have an unbiased opinion towards you, for someone that doesn't even know you, to give you the best tip?
Yeah, that's one point. But the other point is that everyone goes through something in their life. This is even not even 0.0001% of what's possible of going through as a person. So what that means that actually nobody knows anything. Like, very small portion.
I see what you mean.
Of what's going
on.
Not
a lot. Very small portion knows a lot, and then doesn't really know that much.
So when you talk to very small people, many of the time they really know what they know, and they really know what they don't know. So like, if he doesn't know that subject, he will tell you, I don't know enough about that subject. And many people in the society today wouldn't tell. They think they know everything, and they're smart, and they give you from good advice, their perspective, the perspective that they've been going through. But very few in the world go for the perspective of being a billionaire and starting a company that went all over the world. Like, he was one of the owners of Dior, like the perfume.
Okay.
Yeah, Fruit of the Loom. Like, he was really successful person. So I sent him a message in a broken English. You want to read the message?
Sure. Yeah, why not? Yo, you guys want to hear the message? Let's just sure. I'm down for that. That's interesting. Yeah, you have a couple of those because you've done that afterwards many times.
Yeah, it became a system.
So what was his name? Or it's not related to the conversation, or
his name is Bill.
Okay, it's Bill.
But I don't want to exaggerate.
Yeah. Okay, it's all good.
So I texted him. All right, it was like 2014.
Okay, 2014. So 5 years ago.
August 2014.
Not even then. 4 years and something.
Yeah. Hello, Bill. My name is Ori. I'm 17 from Israel. I wasn't 17. I was 16. I was and I'm following your Facebook page for a while, and I can see you are a very successful man, and I see successful people as role models. Do you have a sentence or a tip or a quote to give me to help me be more successful and more able to make my dreams and goals come true? As you can see, this is a very broken English.
Yeah. It definitely shows that you're.
But it's cute.
I would read that and be like, okay, I will answer that.
Yeah.
It depends on my day though. Like, some days I'll be like, hey, just do that. Or like some days I'll be like, listen, dude, I've been there before. I understand what you mean. I say it from Instagram, man, because that happens to me sometimes.
Yeah. So it's like, and then I said, thanks a lot with the, like, I spelled wrong, like ALOT.
Oh, I thought you were going to write like THX, like text.
Look.
Well, how do you even, what the? By the way, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
And then I told him that I'm using one of the products of his company, and they're amazing. And I said it out. And after 2 weeks, he said, I got a response. I was in class. I remember that.
Wow,
time, like
2 weeks. That's
2
crazy.
weeks.
No, is that packed with things, man?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
2 weeks, I get a response while I'm in class.
I can just imagine it from inside, man. He's like, one day he's like just bored on a meeting. He's like, let's just look at my message. Oh, this guy. 2 weeks ago? Alright, let's just answer. Okay, dude, listen, I'm really bored. I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah. And he said, Ori, I'm glad to hear you're following me and using my product. My best recommendation is to read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
And I agree with him because I read it and it's fantastic, and it's a basic stepping stone for everybody who wants to achieve anything. And definitely. I agree with you.
I've read it 90 times, literally. Because I think it's a fantastic guide to success. Best luck and keep me posted on your progress.
Nice, man.
I felt like on top of the world.
Yeah, I
got that message. I went right away to buy that book, and I read
it. So it's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Must-read book. Recommend everybody. Also, not just I can give you the other perspective, because when I looked at it in a very, very spiritualistic mindset, and it's also like, it's a really good way to like just even yourself, like your chakras or whatever you're gonna call it, whatever that you need to balance, in your head. And it doesn't have to be specifically towards. I'm just guiding. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to be specifically regarding your success financially. It can be regarding your success with yourself, finding yourself, finding your meaning in life. The book has so many levels of understanding in your conscious and subconscious level.
I think it's important to tell a bit about the book, and also I wanted to point out something. This is a book. You remember at the beginning that I told you that the abilities that we're having right now is that those are abilities that heads of states didn't have a few decades ago. That book is not a story. It's a research that was done in the 30s by a reporter called Napoleon Hill. They got a task from Andrew Carnegie, that was the richest person in the world at that time, to go and interview and investigate the best on the planet for that time and get it down to a book with principles of how to think and grow rich. And as Sandro said, is much deeper than money. Yeah.
No, I like that you actually define what it is, like in the essence of it, but there's, as you even reinforce it, just it has so many levels, guys, and you can read it from so many aspects and get so many good ideas for your life and ultimately your success.
But it's important to say that book was written from the perspective of the best in the world, but in the 30s.
Yeah, in the 30s.
Many things changed during that time. So a lot of the basic principles from that book are really, really relevant for today. But you have to do the adaptations, so taking in mind when you read that book that it got written in the 30s. Yeah. So I got the book, I read it, I went back home, and during the process of reading it, I got a lot of conclusions. I was thinking, wow, sounds reasonable. But this is totally different than what everyone around me thinking. Like, this is not normal to think this is true. If I will tell my family that that's why I think, they might think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So I need to check it out. I need to check if it works. And then you remember I told you that I went to a delegation.
Mm-hmm.
So at the summer, that delegation was supposed to come to us.
Okay.
And in the summer, another thing happened in 2014. There was the protective edge. There was a war in Israel, and a day before they were supposed to come, their flight was canceled and they couldn't come. Like they didn't have any approval to come to Israel. This got canceled, and then I told to myself.
That was in 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I told to myself, all right, if they're not coming, I'm going abroad to do like a vacation. But I was 16. I wanted to go abroad alone to have fun in a different country. It was a thought. Only a thought. I'm telling you, a few hours later, my mom called me, and she's like, hey Ori, how are you doing? Good. Awesome. I want to give you 1,000 shekels, which is like $250
yeah,
as a
something
gift.
like that.
Just because you're volunteering a lot, and I think you're doing very good things, I wanna give you 2 hours.
Like support your way.
Yeah, support your way. That's great. Yeah, out of nowhere. Like when I decided I want to go abroad, I didn't have any money, and I didn't have with who to go abroad. Mm-hmm. Like bam, few hours, I got a 1,000 shekels, which is like, as I said, $250. For back then money. Like it was $300 for
something like that. Yeah.
Then I started to work on a plan on where do I want to go, and I created a group, and we got to like 12 people that want to go. And we wanted to go to Greece to do a cruise, like through the islands, or something really, really cool. And it was supposed
Greece
to be.
Greece is beautiful.
Yeah, amazing.
Been there many times.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in October, and I was processing that book during that time. Okay, so what happened is like a month before the trip, we went down from 12 to 3 people. It was me, a friend, and another friend. That she was a girl, and she was 18, but her mother told her that if you want to come, she has to have another girl in the group. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, she doesn't allow her to come, even though she can do whatever she wants legally. But
kids be kids.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, right, if I'm succeeding going to that trip, that book works. That's my test.
Okay, like that was your definition of success according to the book.
Yeah, I was like,
you're going to that.
If I'll go through the principles.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
And I succeeded with going to that trip. That works. So I started to visualize. Like one of the principles in the book. It sounds very high level, but if you read it and you go deep into it, as I said, it's very as we talked about. It's very spiritual. It's about belief.
Yeah.
That I think the world is complex with 2 things. One is material. Second is energy. And belief is a very, very strong energy. And I don't know the mathematics behind it.
I understand what you mean.
As human beings that we got to it yet. The mathematics of how belief works. But when you believe something, the energy, that energy goes to the world.
It's sent out.
Yeah, exactly. So I started to believe and to do incantations and to imagine myself going through the ship, and I literally got into YouTube. I saw videos of the specific ship that we're supposed to go to,
Yeah, you're very, very like you worked extra time, overtime even, to really like detail everything in that trip that you wanted to have, and that's really good because like you can easily take that experience and take it to everywhere else in your world as well. Where whatever you guys want to achieve, you can just like really, really vividly imagine it. Have as many specific details about the event you want to achieve.
Yeah, and the second thing is that really amplifying the amount of energy that is taking massive action. So I started to talk with like literally every girl that I thought that might want to join us. Mm-hmm. I sent her a message, and then like I sent you 1, 2, 3. One said yes. I stopped searching, and then she canceled. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th said yes, and she canceled. I don't remember the real number.
Yeah. But 20,000, 20,002. She canceled too, man. God damn it.
So
during the stages.
3 weeks before the trip, I called my friend and I told him, all right, let's order the tickets. We'll find something. And they're like, no, let's find a girl before that. And then I talked with the company and they said, I don't know, maybe we won't have enough tickets for the trip.
Yeah, you need to have like a certain quote, like the amount of people you...
Yeah, they're trying to convince me, like the cruise company tried to convince me to buy the ticket earlier when we didn't have the 4th goal. Then another week passed. Then I sent a message to a friend, and that I've met her twice. I talked to her once, a deep conversation in Facebook, okay? For 2 hours. That's it.
Nothing like Facebook for deep conversation, guys.
Yeah.
Totally not sponsored by Facebook.
No. And I told her, I have a very spontaneous suggestion for you. And she's like, her name is More.
Okay.
I said, More, I have a very spontaneous suggestion for you. You want to come to Greece with me and 2 friends? We really need a girl. Something like that. I don't remember the exact message.
No, I know. If that's how you ask her, it's like, yeah, no.
And so she's like, wow, sounds very, very cool. I'm going to tell my mom that I know you for a long time, and I'm going to get you back with an answer tomorrow. So she told her mom that we know each other for a long time. And also, I met her twice with a big group. This was one of the youth political movement that we started. Mm-hmm. She was one of the participants over there, so we met over there. But the only deep conversation we had was once in Facebook. Okay.
It's enough.
It's enough.
If you guys both have the same idea and the same concept, and you want to achieve something that is greater, it only takes, in my opinion.
Yeah. So she got back to me. Yes, I'm coming. She said yes. She agreed, and I was in skies, all right? Like, it happened, like 2 weeks before the trip. She said yes. We ordered the ticket the day after it. And more than that, you remember I told that the company said we won't have tickets? Mm-hmm. So they dropped the price in like $200
Damn,
each.
Let's go!
So we like saved like, I don't know.
Hey, it's the positive energy, man. I'm telling you. Every time you have like real, like truly, I really believe in that. All the time you have like truly positive energy towards something and you really want to just influence for the better, things are gonna go your way. Doesn't matter. Like it's a fact. I don't even care if it's not scientifically proven. It's a fact. I don't care. Yeah.
So
I believe in that.
We saved a lot of money, and we went to one of the best trips I ever had. And we planned the trip beforehand. I was again visualizing, going through the principles of that book, and we planned the trip. And we went to Greece, and like nothing was supposed to go through the plan that we had, but everything went through the plan that we had. Right? For example, I really wanted to do jet skis, and in every island that we went through, no jet skis at all. Okay, I wanted to do jet skis, and I wanted to do
It wasn't winter. Was it winter? Oh, no. It was
October.
Okay.
But there was, I don't know why there was no jet skis, and I also wanted to do these motorbikes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I know. I know what you mean.
Traktor name.
Yeah, like the
like 4-wheel motorbikes. RVs.
Yeah,
I wanted to do RVs, and I didn't have a license. Mm-hmm. Like we were 4 people, 1 had driving license. Okay, and someone told me that you don't need a driving license to drive RVs. Greece, it's not true.
All the people from Greece are like, you say what?
Yeah, it's not true. Yeah, so I got to the island where they have the RVs. Then we met a few people randomly in the ship, and in the part of the island that we were, there was 5 RVs left. Okay?
In the entire island?
In the entire part of the island.
Yeah.
Like where the ship anchored. So we went to the first agency. We took one. We went to the second agency. I was holding the last motorbike, like the last RV.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't have any license. I was standing in line. All right. About to get the no. There was more people in line.
Okay.
And then out of nowhere, the guy from the ship that we met, like the two guys.
Okay.
They came and they joined us. So we eventually was 10 people, 5 license, 5 RVs. That's exactly the number.
That's crazy.
Like at the minute, if it would come 5 minutes later, we would have nothing.
I see what you mean. That's crazy, dude.
Okay, we went to a trip. It was really fun. We were going through with the RVs all over, and they gave me the ability to drive, and we got back.
Good experience.
Yeah. So there was 2 agencies for the RVs. Okay. Both of them told us don't go in the field with the RV.
So you did.
Of course we did. And of course we did. So the agency that we took the RV from didn't care, but the first one did. And we went and we had an hour left from going back to the cruise and going back home to Israel. We went and brought back the RVs. And then after we gave it back, we saw the other people in our group, like 10 people, driving somewhere. Like, wow, where are they going?
Yeah.
Like, we were supposed to give the back the RVs and go to the ship. And then the guy that was like right beside me, he told them, do you know where there's like water sports? I was like, no, we went for all the islands. There's no jet skis anywhere. And someone said like, it was supposed to be over there. Then we went, me and the guy that was with me, they went on the ship, and we find jet skis 1 hour before we went to the ship.
Wow, man. No,
and I did the jet skis also.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like literally everything worked out.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, the nutshell of this story is just, guys, like all the time you really vividly like imagine something. Most of us already doing it, but we're doing it in a very negative way. You know, we believe and we completely incantate ourselves into really bad habits. And I think as soon as we take this like decision, like this conscious decision that we want to like change our mind and we want to change the things that are happening to us, things will change for the better.
Amazing, yeah. So it really worked, and I felt like I'm on the top of the world after that experience.
So you came back home?
I came back home, and that worked.
Yeah.
I have to get more of these stuff.
So you had this like, there was like a time in your life that you was like, okay, whatever I read in that book actually got into reality. So I want to continue like investing into this like positive, influential and expressive and like just beneficial for others and for myself mindset that can keep pushing me forward and other people with me.
And I wanted to repeat a very successful, very, very good habit that I started of reading, like as we started in the beginning about you being the average of your 5 people in your circle.
That's true, yeah.
So I realized that I'm not good enough to go for a very high level circle. Why would they accept me if I lower their average? But if I read a book, I get to the mind of the person that was in that circle. Mm-hmm. I get for 10 hours to how he thinks, how he sees the world, how he reacts to things. That way I can improve myself, and then I can get to this kind of circle.
Okay, so you basically primed your mindset in that time that you read the book and the concept that you made, that whenever you're gonna meet those people, they're like in your according to what you say, like on a higher level, you'll be able to manage to be with them in a conversation and even get to their circle.
Yeah, because if I wanted to get into their circle, I have to be in like their level.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. It makes sense.
Yeah,
even without the quotes, I mean, like they know things that separates them from others. It's very
like
straightforward.
They're better than me or something.
No, understand. And people, it's important to say that they're not better than you or
as a person.
Yeah. They just know some things that you do not. It's like going to like a bunch of scientists and you have no idea about science. You guys won't have a lot to have in common. You have to have like this knowledge about entrepreneurship and about like developing a business, because those are going to be the conversations.
And they look out at the world. Because they wouldn't get me into their circle if I'm bringing an energy or a mindset that lowers them.
I agree with what you mean. I understand completely, and it's really important to emphasize it, just because other people will probably think, oh, they're here because they're better than me. No, I don't think so. I think they know things that you do not, but if you really care to understand it, you can definitely reach their level and catch up really fast.
Yeah, I think all of us like people. Like 2 hands, 2 legs, 1 hand.
Amen, dude. I agree with that, and it's important to tell it to some people, because some people think less than themselves. I've been with a lot of people and talk with other people, and a lot of people really thinks like the worst of themselves, and they think they're like lesser than other people, that they do not deserve to be messaged or message someone, or they do not deserve to talk with someone or be talked by someone, and this like things are being caused by low confidence. And you need to understand that we are all just, as you said, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. We're all the same. We're just the thing that separates us from each other is how we perceive ourselves. And as soon as you realize, each and every one of you, that you are as good, and if not better in your own eyes, in your own mind, not better than someone, but like better than who you think you are, you're gonna see that you can talk with everyone, you can reach any conversation that you want, and you can achieve everything that you want in the world.
Yeah. So getting back to the story, after I sent that billionaire the message, I went to Greece. But Greece was not the big prize. The big prize was me as a new person that I become. I got a new ability. I got confidence in those new beliefs that I had, and I started to adopt. I was thinking to myself, what new beliefs can I believe that I can really believe in that will improve my life for the better. So one of those beliefs was things tend to work out for me.
Ooh, I like that one, and I have the same one, and I kind of like, I don't want to say twisted it, but like, I formed it out a bit, and I would say it doesn't matter what will happen to me, I will always end up on the top.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing.
So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I see. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I agree with you. I see what you mean.
Because I thought to myself, like, not everything gonna work out for me, and I cannot believe in that.
Yeah.
I cannot really believe in that.
Because your belief has to be realistic in a sense.
Yeah, like something that I can really relate to. But that thing tend to work out for me, I can definitely believe in it. This is something that I got to that conclusion when I got back from Greece. And
would you say it's something that you concluded from your own mind, or do you think it's something that like has some subconscious like fix inside your mind, and then you're like, oh, okay, I know that's what's up, like
no, it was 100% thoughtful.
Yeah, it was your thought.
Conscious
you said
mind.
It. Yeah, that's good. Right. It's important to tell that.
Yeah, I thought to myself after that trip, like, that works. It's true. To me, it's true. I can believe in that beliefs. I start working in my life. I would never go to that trip if I wouldn't do those steps beforehand, which means that works. So what new beliefs can I install that will make me feel better, get more value to the world? And that was one of those beliefs. Things tends to work out for me, and I could feel the impact of that belief like 3 weeks later. Okay, like so many occasions, like
I see what you mean. Like a lot of like
coincidence.
Yeah,
like,
coincidences. A lot of things
too many
that
coincidence for it to be coincidence. It's not coincidence. It happened like one after that. Like, I'm having those coincidences like once a year. I got to like 2-3 months. I don't know. Like, it's really.
I keep chanting this mantra a lot to my stream, and I think most of them remember this one. It's a quote. I don't remember where I heard it from. Maybe you know, but it's like, in my opinion, luck is preparation meets opportunities. Like, preparation meets opportunities.
Definitely.
Like that's the definition of luck in my eyes. You weren't prepared for something. It doesn't matter how lucky it can be. You don't catch that. See, you're not lucky. You know what I mean? Luck, in my opinion, is preparation. You're prepared to take something, and it comes your way, and you grab it. But the more prepared you are towards something, that's what I'm saying. Always be prepared for everything. Because the more you are prepared towards something, it will be easier for you to catch those opportunities and make the best of them.
And I think the thing with opportunities is it's very interesting that they're always there. Like, most people are waiting for opportunities to come to them, but their opportunities like right over front of their hand. Like, if you reach out and you take it, it's right over you. It's in the phone that you need to pick up. It's in the girl that you see at the bar and just wanna, hi, my name is Ori.
Yeah.
It's the job opportunity that you need to do a little bit more effort to realize what does he wants and adapt yourself to him.
Yeah.
Like, this is opportunities like in that little effort that you
I agree with you, and I think just to emphasize, I feel like a lot of people think that like when you're ready, it will just appear you and you don't have to do anything. You just stand still and like this girl is gonna approach you or this situation is gonna come to you. Sometimes it happens, but you cannot depend on it because that's gonna be very minimal. You do need to still take this initiative. You still need to like move on and keep thinking about new stuff.
Yeah, and by the way, many of the times the opportunity wouldn't come from the direction that you started to work towards. Yeah. But I don't think that would happen if you wouldn't start to work towards a certain direction. And I'll tell you the story about Tony Robbins in a minute, and then you'll see how that happened. So what I want to say, so the other thing with opportunities is if they're always there, like 100% of the time, opportunities are in front of you, millions of them, billions of them, like everything is an opportunity if you find the right point of view to look at it. You need to take it. If it's there, you need to take it. And you always need to balance between realizing that opportunities are always there, and if you missed an opportunity, there's another one to go. Like, just look at a different direction, ask a different person.
They always exist.
They always exist.
Yeah.
At the same point, if you find the opportunity, you have to take it. So it's always, you need to balance it like in your mind. I don't remember why I started to talk about it.
No, I would say like I what would you think about this approach? All people say you have only one shot at life. You have only one opportunity. Like I always say, I hear those sentences in many movies and stuff like that. You know, movies sometimes give you some good ideas. Yeah. I will say I watch all the movies that maybe give me some good ideas. And like I hear that, I'm like, oh, come on, man, that's not true. Like there's endless amount of times you can fail, you can fall and
by the way, almost literally, like we're going to. Have you heard about longevity escape velocity?
No, I didn't. But like enlighten me, you know.
Okay. Have you heard about CRISPR, gene editing, and
no, like
new breakthrough technologies that's gonna. All right, so technology. Do you know the difference between exponential to linear?
No, educate me once again. It's interesting. I would love to know.
So this is come from math.
Okay.
Linear is like 1 + 1, right? 2, double 2. All right. This is the way most of the human beings are thinking. Like you're thinking, all right, I'll open one shop, then open second shop, third shop. This is linear. But when you think linear, there is a limit for how much can you grow. Like, all right, you can manage 1 store, 2 store, 3 store. You still have 24 hours, and that's it. Okay, you cannot manage 1,000 stores by yourself. Grow.
Yeah.
If you grow linearly, there is a limit. Exponentially, it's like thinking, all right, I open 1 store. How can I do it twice in the same amount of time?
Mm-hmm.
So you
hire that like the worker. You hire that like
Yeah. Oh, not that worker. If you find a model that allows you to grow exponentially, so you can double the amount of impact that you give to the world, but you don't have to the amount of resource.
The resources that are parallel to that. That's exponential. So, for example. So obviously we're going with the exponential one. Yeah. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So technology is growing exponential. All right. So if you look at like I'm reading a very interesting book called New Thinking by.
New Thinking.
New Thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. This is from a guy. His name is the Go-Go Altrade. Okay.
Well, again, can you like let me? The Go-Go Altrade. Okay, that's actually his name. New Thinking.
Yeah, he's a guy from Australia. I don't know him personally, but
read by Rome. Oh, you're taking it on Audible. That's why.
Yeah.
Dude, Audible is pretty nice.
Amazing,
I need to get it too, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For all the people that are too lazy to read a book, which is not me, by the way. I love reading books, but for people that are either let me just define it again. If you're gonna snap at me, man. But not only for people that are too lazy, people that doesn't have the time to actually sit in front of a book and want to hear it while they're doing some other stuff like driving and stuff like that. I mean, it's great. It works the same as a podcast in that sense. You know, if you have an educational podcast.
Yeah, you can do it while you're running, while you're washing the dishes.
Actually, while running, reading, and hearing stuff, it's fantastic because your mind is on hyperdrive. You can really concentrate and things are entering faster.
Yeah, and also that improves your practice because you're focused on the content and not on your pain.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I agree with that. That's true.
Yeah. So getting back to his channel, he has a very, very cool channel on YouTube called Cold Fusion.
Oh, yeah, I read about Cold Fusion. Okay.
Yeah. He has more than 1 million subscribers over that channel.
So Cold Fusion on YouTube?
Cold Fusion on YouTube.
Okay.
Amazing. Like, I really, really value my time. And this is one of the channels that I watch literally every video.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think...
Goldmine, basically.
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
like, really, really good content.
He's an amazing artist.
I'm going to check him out.
To pick out the message. And really good. I really love it. So he speaks about how technology evolved. So he speaks about companies like you can take like I don't know Coca-Cola, Samsung, and tell the story of how it evolved from something in South Korea to this giant corporation. Yeah, because they're starting in sewing machines, like doing clothes. Now they're doing electronics.
Yeah.
How did it happen? Or Tata. Tata
so like
Industries from India.
Try to strip it down for us. Like what like the concept.
Yeah, and what you can see is it's that technology is growing exponential, not linear. So, for example, if you're having, let's go to the to the end of the 20th century.
Okay.
When we got the train. It's not only the train that we got. It's not like only the ability to move from one point to another. It's more than that, because right now you can bring things to different places, which means you can make businesses from different continents, from different cities that prior to that you couldn't, which means you don't have to grow your own food. You can buy it from someone that in his area it's better. So
what you're saying is that compared to like linear growth, exponential growth impacts many different avenues of life in many other aspects.
It grows.
It doesn't like just grow like that. It grows like that. Right?
I have a question for you that will describe it very good. If you can get 10 cents, that doubles every day.
Okay.
For 30 days.
Okay.
Or
30 days?
30 days.
Okay.
Okay. Or $1 every day for 30 days. What would you take? Instinct.
No, it's definitely the cents, 100%.
All right.
No, I know because I mean, like, yeah, it's like that's why I said it. I feel like when you said it that just makes sense because it's exactly the same thing, just math-wise.
So if you
it doesn't just go like that, it grows like that. It doubles and doubles and doubles. Yeah. It grows.
So on the first day you have $2, and the cents you have 20 cents, and the second day you have $3. In the second, in the cents, you have 40 cents. In the fourth day, you have $4. You have 80 cents. Still.
Yeah, but it starts to get the gap is starting to to close in.
And I don't remember the right number that the cents goes to, but it's more than $1 million.
Wow, that is crazy compared to what? Like in the dollars, it's
$30.
$30.
$30.
That is insane.
To more than $1 million.
That is crazy.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So the same thing happens with technology. So if we started with trains, the trains enables knowledge transfer, material transfer, and the materials can technologies. And sharing that knowledge can bring us new inventions in a quicker way. Because if in the beginning we had only the knowledge that in your surroundings, now you can bring research and knowledge from different continents that you didn't have to work for. Someone else worked for that knowledge. Even the way that the fact that we're speaking right now, if prior to that in the 50s you wanted to impact the minds
of many,
you
had to bring like a massive coliseum and like
today you can come online and you can reach out to people all around the world, and in an effort that is dramatically
minimal compared
to what you had to do before.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, so
and I see the benefit in that, and that's why I even created a podcast to begin with, is because I saw that vision. I'm still like absolutely building it. This is only the third one of hopefully many more, depending on how many people I can bring here that see the same vision as me and you. And I would love for you to help me out with that if you see anyone that is interesting to talk with. But I mean, like, that's the sense. Like, I feel like everything is so simple nowadays, to both avenues, to bad and good. And I really think that we need more good in the world. You know,
you can even look at it. You can see it in startups. Like the amount of money you need to start an initiative, to start a company, is dramatically smaller.
Yeah, than it used to be. Yeah.
Yeah. If
back in the days, you had to be like a
millionaire.
Yeah.
To start.
Yeah, just
only to start. Right now, you can start a company with $5,000.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It.
Yeah.
You can bring servers for AWS. You don't have to pay for the whole thing. Bring a server.
I think the definition of a business is even easier than that. I mean, like, a business in my eyes is like just me opening my Twitch. It's just going to the authorities, announcing that you are like an actual business, and that's it. It took me like $5 to just announce the business. You know, doing it by myself, not asking like a company to do it for me.
I'm thinking about building it.
No, I understand, and that's what I'm saying. It starts from there, and then from there you can expand like exponentially. That's as you said.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, and it's much different than what it was before. So the same thing happens with technology and the way we. When we're gonna see it in the near future, we're right before the fourth industrial revolution. I think people don't realize it yet, but think about it. Are you familiar with VR?
Yeah, of course. Like I have a friend, Jacob. I don't know if you know him. So like my stream knows him, and he is currently like starting to work on his own way to make VR. So like he tries to understand how it works by building it for himself. So like he's really interested.
Are you familiar with AI?
Of course, like same concept, like it goes to the same way. It's the same avenue in my opinion.
3D printing.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually. How do you connect both? Like, how do you connect like 3D printing?
But think about
you're just throwing those ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can
all those technologies.
I can put VR and like AI in the same category, but like 3D printing. Or you're just referring to the same avenue of like technology growth.
So I'm trying to say there's these technologies that are growing by themselves. They're getting better and better and better. So for example, if you want to connect 3D printing with AI and VR, I saw a company in the US that use VR goggles to not VR, AR goggles.
Okay.
Like augmented reality.
Augmented reality. Okay.
Yeah. To screenshot in your eyes certain object and then 3D printing it on the go. So you see the virtual item like in front of your eyes,
and then it's being created,
and then it's being created with the 3D printing, and you're designing it virtually, and the 3D printing are getting adapted to that thing.
Whoa! I can definitely see how that grows exponentially. That is insane. So what basically, if you're saying that, what separates us from, dude, in the future we're just gonna create everything just with the way that we glance on something? Dude, that's crazy.
Okay. And I'll take this.
That messed up my head right now.
Have you heard about CRISPR?
Okay, yeah.
I'm excited and worried at the same time about CRISPR.
Okay, dude, I don't have something like different. Like, you can look at the Terminator, or you can look at something like absolutely positive and like maybe like some sort of like a peaceful world in the future. But I don't know where to look at it. Just
whatever makes
it frightens me and inspires me at the same time.
So because you can never know the answer, I choose I choose being positive about it.
Yeah, I'm always saying I'm pessimistically positive. That's how I believe I am. Like, I'm saying everything in very, very like everything can happen. It may be bad, but I think that eventually everything brings good. And there's a value to everything that happens to you or the world exponentially.
Yeah. So CRISPR, this is a new technology that you can use it to do gene editing. You can edit your gene. Each one of us has 32 billion. It's kind of our own code for the body. 32 billion genes that you can read their letters.
Yeah, and like literally just have someone. Every person is unique in that regard. That's true.
Yeah, but every one of us is around 32 billion of these letters.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the code of your body. A few decades ago, 2 decades ago, we didn't know how to read it, and to read the first billion letters, it took 7 years.
Repeat that again.
Try to read the structure.
Okay.
The first billion letters. We have 32 billion.
Okay. The first billion took 7 years.
Yeah. And then people say, "Wow, it's gonna take
for one specific person, or just
for one specific person."
That is crazy talk.
And they said, "Wow, if it took 7 years to read the first billion, it's gonna take 100 years only to read the genome of one person."
I wonder though, like, how do they even read it? Like, how does it even being read? Is it like your blood? Is it like for what are they taking to sample things and say, okay, there's 32. That's the first.
You have that DNA in every part of your body.
Yeah, I wonder like what do they take though to actually start like
to the lab? They read it in the lab.
Yeah, from blood though. If you don't know,
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure exactly how they read it.
If you guys know in the audience, let me know later, please.
Yeah, it can be interesting.
I'm really curious.
Yeah, but. So it took 7 years to read the first billion, and people said it's going to take 100 years. But it grows exponentially.
Oh, wow. So you're saying it's going to be like any minute now. Essentially, like in that time frame, it's going to be any minute
right now, you can read your own genome for $200 in 5 hours.
I see what you mean.
Okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
20 years.
20 years? That's the
calculation?
calculation?
For every person on the planet, you can read his genome for, right now, for $200, 5 hours.
Okay, so let's talk like 20 years from now.
To 1 hour, $100.
What's gonna
take that genome?
Yeah.
With AI and 3D printing,
we will all be just printed.
You can print every part of your body because you have the code. Yeah. You have the 3D printing, and you have the AI to realize things. Okay, all of these technologies are gonna converge together.
Oh, my brain hurts, man.
Okay. So longevity, escape velocity. This is a prediction, okay?
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying
that's the point.
That's crazy. I like that you've given the concept of gold first, like something that makes more sense to us. and then you give him that, because now I'm like, oh damn, that actually makes sense. I mean, I agreed with that. I never like contradicted that in any way. I always believe that's where we're going. But just it's crazy when you give that like very simplified explanations, and then you're just like, there you go, you see it now? Yep, definitely see it now. It's very clear.
So they said it's gonna happen in like 10, 20, 30 years.
Okay.
So don't die from something stupid in the next 30 years.
Don't die, chat.
Okay.
Just don't die.
And you might gonna live forever.
Yeah.
Why? Because...
Oh, that's the article or book you sent to me?
Yeah, also.
Yeah.
Well,
was the same thing? Was the same one? No, it was a different one.
It's about the same subject.
It was a research? What was it? I forgot.
It was a presentation from a conference of Peter Diamandis. Mm-hmm. So that point is the point that for every year that you're alive, the science will be able to exchange your life in a year or more than, which means you're gonna live forever.
Yeah, you get exponentially just gonna live forever.
Yeah, because if you get every year you live, die.
Listen, it's a very interesting theory, and I like the way that you introduced it. But honestly, only time will tell, because like everything that you can look in the future, you can perceive. It's like saying like, have you seen like 2001: Space Odyssey? It's a very famous movie. And like the way that they perceived back then how the future will look is brilliant in one side, because they had all of concepts really right, and some of them were like just not developed enough in their mindset. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying you're wrong or that I disagree with you. I'm just saying maybe it's going to be even sooner, or maybe it's going to be way later. Yeah, definitely. Because things are happening.
That's why I said it's a prediction.
Exactly, and I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, it's interesting the way that you describe it, but things can go
definitely
south.
Can go south.
It can go wherever.
But I'm pretty sure that eventually it's like 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it's going to happen.
Yeah, if you're going to ask me a billion years from now, are we going to live forever? I think that there's all things that worries me about us living forever, and that is a lot. You can see it in all movies. I forgot the one. I think it was
like I don't take it for granted now that I'm
I know, and
like, you've been taught that everyone is gonna die.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even want.
I'm not sure about it.
I don't. You know what, man? I'll tell you what. I don't want to think about it too much, because it's like expecting something to happen, and you can see it. I literally tattooed it. Expect nothing. Not in the sense of like, it sounds very pessimistic, like just don't expect anything. I'm saying, listen, right now, and I think we talked about it right now. We already talked about it. Sorry, not today, but like in general, we talked about it. It's like, listen, I agree with you, and that's great, and I'm excited for it to happen. It's like talking about, imagine like in a year from now, you're going to go to a massive festival that you waited your entire life to go for, right? I'm like, damn, okay, I can't wait for this festival. It's going to be so good when I get there. It's going to be so awesome. The way that I look at it is like, listen, that festival is going to happen one way or another, and let's agree with that. That's what we're talking about. It's going to happen one way or another. Yeah. For now, just concentrate on what you have at this current moment and what you can influence at this current time, And I'm saying like, that's cool, that's great, and it's really exciting. But currently just...
I think there is a difference between expectation to anticipation.
Okay. So what you were talking about, like things like... I
don't know.
Preparation?
It can be from preparation to the way you... like, if you know that you're going to live... let's leave aside living forever. Okay? If you know that you're going to live 200 years, who would you date? Mm-hmm. Would you date one girl for the entire life?
Mm-hmm. I see where you're going with it. I see what you're going with it.
Will you go to the university? Will you be okay with getting a year more?
I understand, but what
risk would you take if you know that you're going to live to 200 years?
This is the kind of conversations that I personally am afraid of. It's not even related to my audience. It's because this is what drives like confusion. It's a very confusing subject to talk about you living as an immortal being. It's a very powerful subject. I think it has endless talk, and not me and not you and not many others really know how to even perceive that, because we're not ready to be immortalized yet. And that's what I'm trying to refer. We're not immortalized yet.
Yeah.
Which I mean, right now, you're not immortal right now, right?
That's true.
Essentially, if we just keep the same science and the same we are right now, you're gonna die from natural cause eventually. Which what I mean by that is, for now, with the current state of being, just be yourself and be who you are, and just do what you do. And when those circumstances are gonna be upon you, I agree with being prepared, which is great, and being observing to the future. Always like think about 5-10 years from now.
Yeah, but as I said, this is not an expectation. This is an anticipation. Mm-hmm. I'm not expecting it to happen. I'll say this is gonna happen. Period.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of due, but
yeah, but that's you. That's you. I see what you mean.
But I'm not saying it's gonna happen like in 10 years because I don't know. Nobody knows.
Yeah,
it's all predictions, and like one of the things with predictions that are most of them are wrong, and that's okay. But I'm anticipating to like this is gonna happen at a certain point, and I'm not taking it for granted that I'm gonna die at a certain point. For now, like when I'm thinking about my life, when I'm thinking what I'm doing. Something that sits over here that I'm not necessarily going to die. Like people tell you're going to have to die. I don't know.
You know what, man?
And that's an interesting question.
No, I understand. Because listen, man, it's
deep. And
first of all, it's very deep.
And it's scary and it's exciting.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to start talking about life and death and spirituality in that sense because, like, listen, in my very short life, and I'm 26 years old right now. I've had a lot of very out of body experiences. The biggest one was from Vipassana, which is something that Vipassana is a 10 days meditation, silent meditation. You don't talk with anyone. You meditate about 10 hours a day. And the 7th or 8th day, I went through something called astral projection. And astral projection is you just separating from your body in a conscious way. You're conscious completely, but you are absolutely getting separated from your body. And I'm not talking about Ghostbusters stuff. I'm actually talking about an actual experience that happened to me. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to accept it. I just went through it. And as soon as I felt that, I understood that, like, in my eyes, again, guys, it's nothing that you need to take for yourself. Like, I felt like I understand what is me and what is that. And that thing is my soul, you know? And I feel like soul is a very adjustable thing, and it moves through a lot of things in your life. And in that sense, I'm just saying, like, listen, I understand that it's a very optimistic thing to say, you know? And I don't want to let everybody or someone specifically even have this expectation. Because I understand that you have this anticipation, but most people doesn't really know to separate between anticipation and expectation. And therefore, I just I don't want to cut this subject, but I want to divert to something else.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you, and I understand you, and I respect that, and I hope you guys in the audience understand that as well. It's just, look, the concept of living forever has been talked for decades, you know, and like people go through those stuff, and I don't want to get people disappointed, you know, because it's.
What I was trying to do over here.
I understand, respect that, dude. I understand
just to spark the interest.
No, I understand, and I understand that the idea that you are trying to educate other people is very positive. You have no negative intention. I can feel that. Otherwise, I would cut you from the subject a long time ago. I do say though that it's a very, very powerful subject, and with things that are really powerful, like, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. Just give like a quote because everybody knows that one. You know, everybody's like, yeah, great power, great responsibility. So I mean, that is a immortal being.
Yeah,
that's infinitely powerful. You know, because okay, we start with like you living forever, but it can go you being immune to anything. And you being like, you know, like imagine like in the future, like a million years from now, someone's gonna shoot a bullet at you, it's gonna go through you, or like doesn't even hurt you. You know, we're talking about things that are on such a high level that there's exponential growth. You know, we need to, as a conscious and subconsciously, like in our circles and ourselves, understand it. And I don't think we're really ready to talk about it. I was
in a conference. Few days ago. It was are you familiar with our crowd fund?
No, I actually do not.
This is a really, really $1 billion VC fund, venture capital. They're investing in startups, and they have a very interesting concept. They invest 5% of the company. Like only 5% of the investment comes from the fund, and 95% of the investment comes from investors that invest. This is like crowdfunding for professionals.
Okay.
So like you can go in with $10,000 and invest in the best companies in the world. Okay. So they had a huge, like the Our Crowd Investor Summit. It's like 10,000 people. People came from all over the world to Jerusalem. It was one of the best. This is one of the best conferences that I'm going to every year. And the guy you might be familiar with. Mm-hmm. His name is Daniel Kahneman. Mm-hmm. Was a Nobel Prize winner. He wrote there Thinking Fast and Slow, which is a really interesting book. he talked about the biggest problems that we're gonna have as a society in the future that we ever had are not technological, are social, because people think linear right now. Most of the people think linear, and the world is going exponential. Like in a decade from now, one drive 3 million people that drive trucks right now in the United States are going to lose their job like this.
No, and I know, and I've actually heard that conversation with Joe Rogan. He was talking with one of the electives towards like this, like he was trying to be the president or something like that. They talked about this subject towards what you're saying, and I'm saying, listen, man.
And at the same point, the World Economic Forum brought up a paper a few months from now. Says that 77 million jobs are going to get disappeared until 2025, something like that. I don't remember the exact
but
number.
Like there's a lot of works that are going to
136 million new jobs are going to get
that's
created.
What I'm saying, exactly. Because I feel like something that we do right now, it's going to be such a common thing and such another financial venue. Like I bet you heard about it a lot, but like, for example, Twitch and live streaming, it's the new generation of income. Like, people are actually making money out of it. Like, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to do this as my full-time job. And this is like a side gig, I want to say, or just an extra. But no, honestly, like, I'm not doing this to make any revenue. I don't think I'm even making any revenue right now, but like...
I always wanted to feel like a side gig.
Yeah, you're my side gig, man. Fantastic. But like in that sense, like, just like I feel like we the first thing that worries me about the future is human interactions, and you just mentioned it, and how we gonna have them, you know? So I think like podcast is like that bridge in that concept, and I think it's just gonna grow exponentially as well. You know, there's gonna be like this like TV podcast or whatever that, like, you know, like that futuristic way of watching stuff will be.
Yeah, so like we talked about a little bit on the negative side of it, because it's scary and like it's getting people confused. But I think it's amazing. I'm really positive about it. There is
me too. Just to confirm that, me too. I think it's very positive. I think just everybody needs to prepare in a certain like way towards it, rather than be worried about it and be like, whoa,
so I want people to get educated right now. And
so that's what we're doing right now.
Dive in. Let's leave like mortality aside.
Yeah.
Like, talk about these technologies that are growing right now exponentially. You're everywhere. Think about how many businesses can you start around those new technologies. How many people can you help? Because this is going to literally every profession in the world. I saw a slide from the president of HTC China. I think it was president of HTC China, that says that AI is going to reach literally every professional. There are like big chunk the professions that we have today are going to get fully
if you're not going to stop them from doing that, because to everything has an opposition.
It's
in the sense of like, I feel like at some point there's going to be a lot of riots about it, and a lot of like confrontations about AIs. And like, if we're talking about the future, you know, and there's a lot of movies that already like, you know, like,
yeah, but the question whether you can stop them.
Again, same thing, man.
If you look at the past,
yeah,
cannot really regulate.
I'm gonna take a 1 second break, man, because I think we're gonna talk for a lot more, man. So I'm like, okay, I need to prepare for that, dude. Give me a second. Talk about AI
though. So AI is gonna reach every profession on the planet, whether if it's also the creative profession. Like, some of the people think that I'm an artist, I'm a songwriter, I'm a business strategist, I'm good. AI is not going to reach out to my plate. But it's not true. Like, I saw in the last week, not last week, in the last month, I've been researching a little bit about it, and I saw I think in Rutgers University in the United States, they made an experiment. They trained AI on a few million paints, like art paint, and they showed it to people while they showed people the AI painting, and a real human being painting. And I think it was around 80% of the people that thought that the AI painting was painted by human beings. And also I think I don't remember where I saw it, but I think in painting a painting that was painted by AI was sold recently for a few $1 million.
Really?
Yeah, like this goes literally everywhere. Also to the professionals that are not automated, won't be fully automated, but art. Do you think AI can go into art?
Not now, but as you said, everything is exponential.
Exponential.
Yeah, so I mean, it's essentially at some point.
And what's interesting about exponential is that in the as long as you go farther, the growth is much bigger. So if you think on you remember the 10 cents?
Yeah.
When you get to 1 million,
yeah,
the next jump is 2 million.
Yeah.
So it took you I don't remember how many jumps to go to 1 million, but from let's say it's the 30th. So for the 30th jump to the 31 jump, one jump, $1 million.
Yeah, that's insane.
Same thing's gonna happen with technology. So think about the revolutions that we've been through in the last century, doubled one time.
Insane.
Insane.
It's crazy. Okay, I see that you're very passionate about this subject.
I really love exponential technology.
No, it's good, and I think you put a lot of very very important points about it, and give a lot of emphasis about really important stuff. But I want to go to something that more current, or things that happened to you in the past, and that's what you told about Tony Robbins.
About Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I appreciate the subject. I think it's fantastic. We can definitely expand about it in a year or two when things are actually gonna be.
Okay, you're gonna see it. Get prepared. Yeah. Tony Robbins.
That's the bottom line though. Get prepared.
Get prepared. Educate yourself.
Yeah.
I want to recommend about 2 other books.
Okay.
If you're
writing. Sure.
One is Abundance. By Peter Diamandis.
Okay. The same guy.
guy. The second is Bold by Peter Diamandis. Both of those books are speaking about how this is gonna evolve in a very, very optimistic way.
Yeah, but, and another way, if you're still looking for that, you can also go to Cold Fusion on YouTube, and that's his page. So if you're the same artist, author, right?
No,
the same person.
Cold Fusion is the go-go.
Okay.
He speaks about how technology evolved to what we are having right now. Peter Diamandis, he's the founder of Singularity University.
Okay.
And X Prize Foundation, if any of you are familiar with, they are taking huge world challenges, and they get large scale incentive prizes on them to get people with no matter what is their professional and what did they study in university to try and to solve those problems.
Figure issues like that. I agree.
Yeah. So for example, if any of you are familiar with Virgin Galactic,
no.
This is a company by Richard Branson. Richard Branson bought it, and they succeeded in creating a plane that's gonna take tourists to space in next few years. Works right now. You can see it on YouTube. With the test pilot going to space and going down back to Earth, it's gonna take tourists to feel how it feels to be in space. So the technology for it started from a group that was trying to win a prize with X Prize. There was
so that's everything is possible, and you don't really need to have any.
I really recommend it to research about it. Very, very interesting.
Okay,
diverting from the subject to a different subject. Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
So you know that some people in the industry, in the tech industry, a lot of them are saying fail quick, fail a lot. I don't believe in that. I think that's wrong. You can skip on a failure, do it. Saying that, I think that you have to recognize that you're gonna have failures, period. And when you get a failure, use it. So you can use anything, whatever. My mantra. This is even my screen.
Yeah.
At the phone. Depending on what you're seeing it in the camera.
Yeah, I don't think they were able to see it, but I'm just gonna read it out for them. Whatever happens, use it.
Yeah, I believe that anything that happens, you can use it for your advantage. For example, if you're late to work, how can you use it for your advantage?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can use it for my advantage, but I know that I mean, if I'm already late, it's what happens, you know.
It happened.
It happened. That's
if
it.
you could skip on it, you would skip on it.
No, I agree.
You get on time. But,
no, I understand.
But it happened. How can you use it for your advantage?
Well, you can learn from it, so it won't happen again. Like, see what happened that caused that you being late.
And then you can use it in a different world also.
Yeah.
So if you say, all right, I wasn't responsible enough and I didn't write anything, now you start to write journal. Then it helps you also to focus your tasks. So that being late once, twice, 3 times got you to get much more done in the future.
Yeah, because you accomplish more in the future. I agree, yeah.
Because you organize your task and you didn't do it before. So it can also come in a way like what I told you about my ex-girlfriend. I think I'm really thankful for that because it's urged me.
Yeah.
It's urged me to go and research very early.
It happened to you.
It happened. Yeah, I didn't choose to have that situation.
Yeah,
but it happened and I used it. So in every situation. Same thing with the story that I'm about to tell you. I was 16 years old. 16 and a half, I think. And I wanted to improve my social circle. And I was going through Facebook and I saw, speaking of PR for Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook. Use it.
And I ran out to a group called Making a Dream Come True and Going to Tony Robbins Seminar. And
that's a long name.
Yeah. Damn. The group creator wasn't very good at PR. And marketing.
But you found him.
I found it. Out of nowhere, pops out, and I said, all right, if they want to go to Tony Robbins, they're probably good people. I want to get more of these kind of people in my circles.
Yeah.
Let's get in. I'm not going to fly. I didn't thought about going to the conference at all. But after a while in the group, I started to think about it. I was like, okay, it's like $2,500 go to the seminar with flights and hotels and everything. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, I'm 16 and a half. I'm not working. I'm working. I was an entrepreneur back then. I was working on a startup that wasn't bringing any money at the time. And I was doing school and I had my nonprofits. And why would I do it? But I thought myself, it's 10,000 shekels, like it's
like 3,000 something.
Yeah, $3,000. I can do it. I have 6 months. It's reasonable. I can do it, and I made a plan. How am I going to make not $3,000?
That part is really important about making the plan.
Yeah.
You have like a known plan on how.
I had a plan to do $6,000. And time goes by, and I got the 2 months prior to the event. It was UPW 2016 or 17. I think 17. And I didn't have the money. And
you didn't get it.
I didn't get it.
So what you do?
The plan didn't work. And then I saw a video of Tony Robbins speaking about that resources are never the real problem. It's resourcefulness.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah. So like, it's true. I didn't have the money. But there's nothing that if you would be enough determined and resourceful, you cannot get. That's what he says. And remember the thing with the Think and Grow Rich?
Yep.
I said, all right. I want to believe in that.
Yeah, you already had like some sort of like a milestone that you achieved before that you put like in front of you, and now you just want to do it again. You want to duplicate the success.
Yeah. So I heard that story, and I said, all right, I want to believe in what he says. It sounds reasonable from my perspective, but I wanna try it. If I'm gonna succeed going to that seminar, what he says is true.
Okay. You put that as your mantra at that time.
Yeah, and the journey begins. I went
2 months. 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months.
2 months. I printed a picture of Tony in front of a huge audience. I put it on my board.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. I took my journal and I blocked the dates for the seminar. So it will be in my journal that I'm going to be at the seminar. I don't have the money. I'm not sure where I'm gonna get it. Okay. And then I said, all right. Who can I bring enough value to that would want to put me in that seminar?
Okay.
Because I got to the conclusion that I need to get the ticket. I will be okay with the flight ticket and the hotel, but I need to get the ticket to the seminar itself. Then I thought, Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins is gonna fund my flight to Tony Robbins.
Yeah, if I
totally makes sense. Yo, what's up, Tony? I need a ticket, bro. Sure, man, I got you.
I thought, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm 17. He doesn't expect me to have the money to go to the seminar. I'm not supposed to have it.
Yeah.
And if I find a way to get his attention and tell him who I am and what I'm doing and what I want to bring to the world, I think he will want to amplify and empower me to do so.
No, that makes sense. I understand. Like in the essence of things.
Yeah, because we're at the stage that he's being he's in life. He doesn't work for money. He works for impact. And if he thinks that I will do impact, he will want to invest in me, the knowledge. And then I was trying to think, how can I get Tony Robbins' attention? Like, the guy has millions of fans, millions of people that is not only his fans, he changed their lives.
Yeah.
They want to this is a deeper connection. And I thought, okay, I cannot really approach Tony, but there are people that do, and they are regular people like me and you. They have Facebook, Instagram. They're approachable.
Yeah, you can contact them. You can just find like someone from his circle that is like just more far away, but still like in his circle.
So I tried to look at it backwards. I said, all right, who would have a direct approach to Tony Robbins that I can directly approach him? If I'll convince him with the story, he can bring it to Tony Robbins. So I went to Google and I found his family tree.
Oh my god. That's when it starts to begin to be creepy, but yeah. Use it wisely.
I found his family tree.
Is it legal? I'm joking.
And I found his children, and I went to Facebook, and I found his children Facebook.
Okay.
And I sent them messages, and I even responded on a post of one of his, I think his daughter.
Okay.
And they didn't answer. And then after I tried this for a while, I realized, right, they're not gonna answer. I have to try from a different way. So I kept trying contacting his children or his close family, but I thought, who else gonna have a direct approach? Tony. He's leaders at these companies. So I went to LinkedIn.
Okay.
And
LinkedIn is fantastic.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I wrote Tony Robbins companies, and then I got I sent a message. I sent a request, 60 people. That seems enough.
Like the prime members of the
of the group, like the leadership of his companies. 20 approved me. 2 answered my messages.
Okay, that's a start.
Yeah. None of them really helped. And then I thought, okay, what else? Who can else get enough value bringing me to the conference, and who's paying for it? Less amount, it's all cost effective.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, I know how to do productions.
Okay.
I at the time I was having 2 social initiatives. One was a youth political movement in Israel, and the other one was a home for Israeli rock music. I wanted to bring Israeli rock back to the stages.
Yeah.
So we brought a budget of around $75,000 from the city government.
Okay.
And we used it to create shows and create a stage for very good bands to perform with the best we have in Israel. So I had a lot of experience in production.
So you knew how to produce before that. You knew how to initiate it.
Yeah. So that led to 2 things. One, I tried to contact the Israeli producer, the ones in Israel that sends people to these conferences. He creates groups, and he takes them, he flies them over to London to the seminar. I found someone that knew him, and I approached him, and I told him his name was Meir. I said, hey Meir, I'm Ori. I got your contact from this and that. I really want to go to the seminar. I don't have the money, but I'm willing to work, and I'm willing to produce 2 events afterward when we get back. I want to come as a member of the delegation. I can work with you over there. I want to be there.
Okay.
And he's like, wow, that sounds interesting. Can you send me an email about it and I think about it?
Okay.
And I got excited. I was like, yeah, of course. And I sent him an email. And I really waited for his response because it was sounding like he will.
Like he's interested.
He's interested, yeah. and he didn't answer. So after a week,
that's a bummer.
After a week, I called him again, and he was like, yeah, I got your email. I haven't got to read it yet. Can you send it again? And then I read it. I promise you, I will respond. And I'm like, okay, of course. And I sent him the email again, and he didn't answer.
It's a bummer, dude.
Yeah, and I called again and again and again and again. It's like 7 times. Okay, 7 times the guy didn't answer. I was like, all right, this is not gonna come from him. If you wanted to say no, just say no.
How much time left by that time? Like how much?
I don't remember. I think 3 weeks, a month.
3 weeks,
something like
okay.
that.
So only 1 month left, something like that.
Yeah, something around a month. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I said, all right, who else can help me out? And I got the conclusion: the production company in London.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because for them, it's like just open the gate.
Yeah.
If someone superior enough in their organization thinks it's good for me to be in the conference,
yeah, he's gonna open the gates for you.
Open the gates and come in.
Yeah. In theory. In
theory,
yeah, I agree with you. I see what you mean.
So I searched how can I approach the production company in London. So I got into groups of past members of the conference, like the UPW 2016, 15. And a lot of people were talking about there, and a lot of agents from that company was trying to sell tickets in those groups. So I approached a certain agent. Her name was Steffi.
Okay.
She was really nice, and she wanted to sell me a ticket. And then I talked with her, and I told her my story. And she realized that she's not going to sell me a ticket, but she got connected to the story.
Okay.
And after like a few minutes that we're speaking, she's like, okay, I used to work in the Jewish community center in London, and I'm going to do an event over there. If I'll sell enough tickets, I'll give you a free ticket.
Okay. Well, that's a massive incentive. So now you have like this pitch, okay?
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
I'm on it. I can do it.
Okay.
And then I said, wow, thank you very much. You're amazing. You don't even know me. Do you want me to do a video about me, my story? You can show it to them and tell them that if enough of them will come, you're gonna bring me in, and you tell them the story that I approached you on Facebook from their group, and it's like, yeah, do it, create a video, let's do it. And I started to work on the video, and while time passed by, and like a week and a half before, said, all right, I'm really sorry, Ori, I'm not doing an event.
Oh wow, yikes.
Yeah, and
damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
1 week and a half before the event, man.
Yeah, and I tried a few more things. Like I sent to another agent a letter, and I told him to pass it forward. He said he will, and he didn't. And I got a week. A week before the seminar, I don't have the ticket, and I don't have
the money for it.
Not even for the hotel and the flight, and nothing.
Okay.
I started to ask people in the group. Like people were starting to sell their tickets. Like the people got sick, and I told them if we want to succeed in selling, can you bring me the tickets? And they said yes, and I got to know a lot of interesting people out of it, but nothing. A week before, a friend was calling me, and this friend was he was kind of a friend and a mentor at the same time. He's a very successful entrepreneur in real estate in Israel. And I was telling everyone around me that I'm trying to get the seminar. I don't know I'm going to do it, but I'm on it. And he asked me like, what about Tony Robbins? How are you going? Succeeded? Like, I don't know. Like I tried to approach his children, the company, this, that. It doesn't seem like the ticket is going to come from anywhere. But I'm going to try. I'm going to keep trying. I don't know. I'll let you know. And then I was sitting and thinking. I opened my journal, and every week I'm doing weekly planning. I'm trying to look at the next week and to plan it. And there's days that are planning for the seminar. I don't have the ticket. I don't have the money. Am I keeping it blocked?
Yeah. How would you like open it and
like start to do something in those days?
Do you give up on that, or are you like?
Yeah, a week before.
Yeah.
And I decided to not give up.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try till the last minute. I'm keeping those days close. If I won't succeed, that's okay. I'll be fine with that. But I have to go until the last minute. It worked last time.
And you remember that time with the Greece? Yeah,
with Greece, and said, this is it. This is the same thing all over again. I have to try it to the last minute. Last time it worked the last minute, it's gonna work again. And I kept those days blocked. A few hours later, and it happened exactly as I said. I was going through Facebook, and boom, in the newsfeed, there was a photo of a lion, and a lion, like a puppy, like a small lion, and it says like before UPW, a lion and a kitten, not even a lion and a kitten, a kitten. And before UPW, after UPW, I opened the post, and then there was a girl from Sweden that says that her daughter was supposed to come with her, and she won in the national competition for cheerleaders.
Oh wow, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, and she can come, and she decided to give the ticket to someone that needs it instead of selling it.
Hey, that's beautiful. Great.
Yeah, and I got excited.
So what did she write exactly? Did she like ask her like, okay, the best person is gonna explain why he needs the ticket, or?
Yeah, she just said, I'm gonna give up a ticket to someone that needs it. You can write on the comments, why do you think I need to give you the ticket? And I wrote everything. And
like an entire speech.
The entire speech about. I tried to look. I really like to present my stories from a positive point of view. So I told myself.
How was your English at that point? Because last time it was broken.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was understandable. Like, so I wrote her the whole story about who I am, about the initiative that I had, and the story that I was trying to approach Tony. And like I tried to build everything inside to inspire her. I wanted to give me that ticket from inspiration, and not because I'm
begging for it. Yeah.
Like, and I added her on Facebook, and she did not respond. And I tried to send her a message, and the message didn't go through because it went to others, like the others in Facebook when he sent it. And she and other than me, around 200 people responded to that post.
Damn, it's crazy. And there was a lot of like good speeches there, and like
good speeches, and they
have you like actually checked like the comments?
Yeah,
oh damn,
of course.
Damn it,
they really went through things like people that had cancer.
Oh wow,
like people that really had tough things.
Nothing that like is like lesser than you know, like people like with actual
really
reasons.
Went through things that they needed it. And
did it give you like a time to like question if you really deserve that ticket for yourself, or like you were really determined, you knew that you have the most impact, you knew that? Yeah, okay.
I didn't even thought about it. Like it's like I'm gonna get it, and I want to go, and I'm like I was on it.
Okay.
Like, I didn't thought of whether if they deserve it more or not, because I think it's comparable.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I definitely see that the reason you did it was never about yourself. It was really just to impact as many people as possible.
Yeah. So I went to sleep. At the evening, she responded to everyone, and she said she sent someone a message, and if you won't respond, she will send someone else in the morning. And
it wasn't you because you didn't get a message, right?
Yeah, I didn't get a message. And that was tough.
Yeah, you're like, damn. Like,
yeah, and I went to sleep, and you remember the pitch that I gave you before about not failing, and I think it's true. I decided like
you felt like you failed.
No, but like the process of being through that, trying to get that ticket and go to the seminar was amazing. I really surprised myself.
Yeah. Like your capabilities, how much you can approach. I think you learned a lot from the path, not from the actual result.
Yeah, definitely. Like, how can you reach to people? Like, I literally almost got to Tony Robbins. Okay, from Facebook. Just thinking it way, asking the right questions. And I went to sleep, and I just had the feeling that I'm gonna succeed at some way. I don't know how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, like you said before, you had this mantra that you say, like, doesn't matter what.
Whatever happens, use it.
Yeah.
But like I said, if I won't succeed, I'm gonna use it for my advantage.
Yeah, you're gonna use it regardless.
But I really had the feeling that I'm gonna succeed. Mm-hmm. Like, I was visualizing it for like 2 months. I was doing massive action to get it, and I was sure I'm gonna make it. And I went to sleep, and I woke up, and listen, vividly as it sounds, 10:40 a.m. I wake up in the morning.
Damn, you woke up late. I'm joking.
Yeah. I open my phone, and I see this little circle of Facebook Messenger.
Oh yeah.
With her photo.
Uh-huh.
She was riding a horse in the profile photo.
Okay.
I open it. Her name is Mary. Like Mary and she said, "Ori, are you ready for London? If you want, the ticket is yours."
Wow, man.
Boom! A week before
that's crazy.
the seminar, I got the ticket. I called my mom right after it. I was.
She paid for the ticket for the flight too?
No, she gave me the ticket for the seminar, and then I got a loan from my mom to go to the seminar itself, to the hotel and flight.
That's a $3,000 ticket, right?
About the ticket itself is around $1,000.
Oh wow, it's so crazy.
Yeah, she doesn't know me.
Yeah, that's insane. It's amazing.
A woman from Sweden.
I think that true passion, man, and like real talk for a second. I feel like the real passion really talks between everything. It doesn't matter what language you are. It doesn't matter if you know that person. Like if you truly speak with someone and he sees the honesty in you, and people can feel. People can relate to that. That's another level. Yeah.
And then I went to the seminar, and this was amazing. It was one of the best experiences I ever had in my life.
You know what? More like the experience that you went through just to get to that experience
was much greater.
I agree with you, and even with that, like you were just so ready for that experience that like when you came there, you came with so much like time, like you came like a sponge. You're like, okay, I'm gonna soak everything for that experience because I worked so hard
to get it.
It's way more than money,
Yeah.
You know where people will be like, okay, I'm just gonna work like 10 hours a day and I'm gonna get a ticket. But you work way more than that. You put like your entire passion, intentions, and work towards it, and
yeah, absolutely. And it was amazing. I walked on fire, and I met amazing people. And I was flying alone for the first time. I was not even 18.
Yeah.
Flying alone to London and going to a seminar. And it was really amazing experience.
Yeah, very empowering.
Empowering, yeah.
Hey, so it was 3 days, right?
So the seminar was 3 days. I extended for a week, and I went to some tech conferences in London. I'm like, if I'm going there,
you're gonna maximize it.
I'll maximize it. Yeah, it was amazing, and I got back to Israel. And you remember that I told her that I took a loan from my mom for the hotel and the flight ticket. So I planned to. It was right before Passover, which is a Jewish holiday where you don't eat bread and I wanted to. I was supposed to work in as a waiter to get the money back, and I did not thought about it that in Passover, nobody do events. I was working in an event space.
Oh, I see.
I haven't even thought about it that in Passover.
So you won't have enough time to make the money.
I don't have,
essentially.
Yeah, like I was supposed to pay back my mom after I got back, and I didn't have any work because it's Passover. Nobody do events like the weddings and in Passover.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, remember the guy, the half mentor, half friend?
Yeah, okay.
Not half, like both. Like
both,
double.
Yeah. He's like
double mentor.
Exponential friend.
Exponential friend.
It's definitely not a linear friend.
Yeah. So he asked me if I know anyone that would like to do work for him. He wasn't speaking about me at all. But
like in general, like you were
in
just
general,
mentioning
for
that.
like I turned in a rate like he wanted to pay for an hour to go and take a picture of buildings that he's trying to do a guide of a certain thing in real estate in Israel, and from here to there I took the job. I agreed with them on a price per building, not per hour, because I believe that working for value, no time.
I agree with that.
So I got 7 shekels, which is like $1.50 for each picture that I took. I got a map with buildings, and for 2 weeks I made around more than $1,000. We're just driving in electric bikes in Tel Aviv, in Israel, taking picture of a building with music. I had really good
great time. Yeah,
great time. Came out of nowhere, and it's right after I realized that I'm not going to work as a waiter because I don't have that job.
That's crazy.
It was really fun. So it's kind of closed the circle, and I think that experience is much more than the seminar and speaking with those people. It's what I went through as a person. It's sculptured who I am today, and it really, really helped me out afterward when I needed to go to get drafted to the military. And I won't go deeper into the story, but I was supposed to be a fighter in the Navy boat. Right now, I'm in the innovation department of the Israeli Air Force.
Oh, that's a completely other story, man. I know how much we can delve into it. And
so getting into there was like 30 times more people involved. And it was much more complicated, much more risky. But I would never have the courage to do it and to go through that process with them
I think it was a very fundamental time in your life, and I think a lot of people that are listening right now can get some idea of what they can do to achieve their things that they're really passionate about. And like one thing that I took from it when I heard it the first time was whatever you do, whatever you want to achieve, it's possible for you. You can get it. You do need to work for it because everything good requires work, and sometimes a lot of work. But you know, like those times that you do something that you really like, you don't really take a lot of attention to it. You don't look at the things that are hard for you because you really love them. So find something that you love, find something that inspires you, and like Ori Saar here, guys, you can definitely find yourself. So first of all, I want to thank you for being here, man. I think it was 2 hours, by the way.
Oh,
two
really?
hours
Wow.
of just
time goes by like this.
I understand, man. It was a fantastic time, man. I would love to have you on the show again, man. And just thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you for inviting me.
I really appreciate it. I'm just gonna end the recording real quick, and thank you so much for that.